Former Speaker of the House Newt Gingrich takes the stage later this week. Speaker Gingrich is here to go on the record tonight. Nice to see you, Mr. Speaker.
Great to be with you.
Okay, what happened with this revolt today on the floor?
They didn't have the votes.
Well, it seemed pretty fierce. I mean, so now what happens?
Well, look, I think people, when they lose, get very intense. And I think that they feel strongly about their position, but they didn't have the votes. They couldn't get it in order. They couldn't win last week on the Rules Committee or the Platform Committee, and they couldn't win today.
Well, so this was the Never Trump movement, or the
Right.
people who didn't want Trump.
So there's a point where you say, okay, get over it. I mean, they did everything they could. He won fair and square. In the American model, usually the guy that wins fair and square, you unify around, because that's what a party's all about.
All right, well, if you unify, how come Senator Ted Cruz is going to be speaking here, has not endorsed him?
Well, I hope that Cruz will decide to endorse it. I mean, I think Trump was showing generosity in saying to Cruz, look, you're a big enough player, you ran hard enough, you ought to speak whether you endorse me or not. I think that's actually a sign in Trump's favor.
And if Cruz doesn't endorse Donald Trump?
I think it'll be sad. And if he misuses his speech time, it'll be sort of a betrayal. I'm confident that Cruz has enough of a sense of history that he's going to speak in a positive way, and hopefully he's going to help unify us.
Is Cruz's motive, do you think, this week, to support Donald Trump, or is it to pave the way for his future?
Well, it's probably half and half. Politics is a business of mutual self-interest. I think he knows that it is helpful to Trump that he's here. The contrast, for example, with Kasich is very obvious. I think at the same time, he's going back into the Senate. He wants to reintegrate himself as a member of the team. And I think this is a significant step in that direction.
All right, you mentioned Governor Kasich. This is Ohio. Governor Kasich is the governor here. He took the pledge to support the nominee. Not only has he not endorsed him, but he's a no-show.
Well, John's an old friend of mine. We would not have balanced the budget without his leadership as the Budget Committee chairman. I like him very much. He's been a remarkable governor, and I am totally perplexed by his current behavior. It makes no sense at all. As you said, he did sign the pledge, so at a minimum, just keeping his word would be a good thing. But in addition, he is the host of the National Convention. This is a major draw for Cleveland. It's a great economic thing for Cleveland. And as the host, he ought to have the decency to show up.
Well, did anyone call him and talk to him as well? Did you?
I'm sure people. I talked to a number of people near him, and they were just, he and Weaver seem to be off in their own world.
Did you speak to...
Weaver's his campaign manager.
Did you speak to Kasich yourself about
No.
this? All right, so he's a no-show. There are a lot of other no-shows, but the fact that Kasich is a no-show, he's going to appear in every single Secretary Hillary Clinton ad between now and November, where she says even his own party doesn't like him, meaning Trump.
Well, I mean, Hillary can run all the negative ads she wants to. Jeb Bush tried that technique. Hillary ran $20 million in ads last month. Trump ran zero. I don't think those ads are very effective. And frankly, Hillary has so many liabilities that her trying to go negative on Trump is a little bit of a joke.
Right. Trump wants to, I assume, and so does Reince Priebus and the RNC want to unify the Republican Party. Fair?
Right.
Fair? Okay. All right. One of the parts of the platform that they came out with is that they want an anti-gay marriage amendment to the Constitution. And there are members of the Republican Party who are gay. How does that unify them?
Well, I think you have to show a great deal of support for individuals who are gay while saying that you still believe in traditional marriage. And I think the base of this party, that's where they are. And I think it's representative of them. I don't think that's an issue that Trump's going to campaign on. But it's a fact we are the socially conservative party.
There's also in the platform the building a wall. There used to be fence. Now it's wall. Where did they get that word wall?
Well, look, that's Trump's campaign theme. Anybody who has been to Israel knows that fences work. Anybody who's been to Hungary recently knows that fences work. The Hungarians cut the number of Syrian refugees by over 95% the first day after they built the fence. Trump's committed to it. It's going to get built. It can be built. I mean, the people say it can are just nuts. Obviously, you can build one if you want to.
Tonight, one of the speakers is Melania Trump, Donald Trump's wife, who speaks 5 languages, I might add, when I interviewed her. What do you think her goal is tonight?
Well, at one level, it kind of reminds me of Teresa Hunt speaking, Teresa Kerry, former Hunt, speaking at John Kerry's nomination in 2004, because she could speak multiple languages, and she delivered part of her speech in different languages. Melania is not only very, very attractive as a supermodel, but she's also living proof that Donald Trump is not anti-immigrant. He's just for legal immigrants.
I think, I don't know if you noticed the Monmouth poll that came out today about independence. It has Donald Trump. A month ago, Donald Trump and Secretary Clinton were tied. This poll has Donald Trump with independents up 9 points over Hillary Clinton.
I think part of that is the Comey effect. I think the FBI director's 14-minute indictment before explaining he wouldn't recommend prosecution has had a devastating impact on the belief that Hillary Clinton is dishonest and clearly lies.
All right, have you written your speech yet?
We are in the middle of writing it now.
What does that mean?
I mean, no, we have three guys, Joe DeSantis, Vince Haley, and Ross Worthington, who helped me, and we're all writing, and then Callista's the final editor. So sometime tomorrow we'll get it done.
How many minutes do you have?
I have, I think I've got about 13 or 14. She has 2 or 3. She's Callista, she's introducing me.
Oh, are you nervous?
No.
Not at all.
No.
Callista?
You'd have to ask Callista. I'm not going to get in the middle of that.
Anyway, Mr. Speaker, nice to see you, sir.
Great to see you.
And right now on the